Greetings everyone. In this video we want to respond to a few questions that were posted following our publication of some videos that you continue to watch, and we appreciate that you take time to watch the videos and give us feedback so that we continue with my team to do research on what you have asked us. As I said earlier on, that in the previous video, that we have comrades in our Telegram chat group, and I want to thank them. They are busy assisting others in terms of responding to questions, and also in terms of assisting them to apply for waivers so that they move to other visas. I met an Uber driver today who was excited that he has received his waiver, and he thought he has received a permit. He was saying to my sisters, look, I now have a permit. I want to clarify that a waiver is not a permit. So if you have a waiver, it does not necessarily mean that you have a visa. So you need to apply, get someone to assist you to apply for a visa once your waiver is out. Then there is a comrade who wrote this question. This comrade is on Aslam document, section 22. He asks that, he says he has already applied for a waiver twice, firstly in 2021 and then again in 2022. I need to be corrected. But as far as I understand, I heard some saying you can apply, but I doubt, because the waiver application that is being done is for holders of ZEP, right? But there are waivers outside the ZEP category. You also remember the circular that we discussed in this YouTube channel, where it was extended to 31st December 2023. It was about for the 62,000 or so. I can't really remember the figures. So this person is on Aslam document and is applying for a waiver. And I seem not to understand, because if you're on Aslam document, I don't know how long this person has been on Aslam document. I will assume that his or her passport is with the refugee center, because what I know is that of late, when you go and apply for an Aslam, they will get hold of your passport. They want you to submit your passport, which they keep. They only release your passport when you go back to them and say what you are running away from in your country of origin is no longer existing, or your life is no longer in danger. If you return to your country of origin, they will need a valid ticket, whether it's a bus ticket or a plane ticket. They will assist you to get to the airport, or ensure that you get to the bus so that you go back to your country of origin. So under these circumstances, I would not know how one then applies for a waiver when they are on Aslam. Firstly, if you are on Aslam, you do not even go to the embassy or to the consulate of your own country. So I'm keen to follow on this one, to know if this is going to be issued, this waiver is going to be issued, and I'll be wondering on what basis will it be issued, because remember, in 2010, the amnesty said those that were using an Aslam document should give them up, so that they would then apply for special permits, but some did not do so, and others, of course, who came later or beyond 2010 continue to apply for Aslam documents. So as far as I know, this is why I'm saying maybe others will correct me, but as far as I know, you need firstly to give up your Aslam application, because when your refugee application, because when you are on an Aslam document, you are applying for refugee status. You are basically asking the South African state to protect you from any possible harm that you might have when you go back to your country of origin. Then there is a second comrade, Isbek Nkosindlovu. He writes, It was after we posted a video about the ZEP spouse visa and the waiver. He wrote, it's a catch-22 situation, doomed if you apply for this waiver when you have already submitted, doomed if you don't, as you won't have a leg to stand on should the outcome render you to be not allowed to take up economic activity. We are not even talking about those that applied for a relatives visa, as those risk being part of a backlog with a visa that does not permit activity. One now needs to wait for a fruitful visitor's visa outcome. We have addressed this in the other video. I hope Comrade Beginkosi Ndlovu did see the video where we're explaining the very issues that he is raising. We said if you have a spouse in South Africa, you apply. If you have a spouse visa, you apply for a visitor's visa under section 11 bracket 6. We did explain this. I have lost one question. One comrade he wrote that he's married. I'm trying to scroll through. He's not married, but he stays with a South African woman. They have a child. The South African woman is not working, but he has not yet paid lobola. He says, when I was reading earlier on, he said he had not done all the necessary things that are needed to become the husband in terms of our culture and tradition. And the woman that he stays with is not working. Then he also says there's a child with another South African woman who again is not working. And as the father of the two kids from two separate women of South African origin, is the one that has a responsibility to take care of those children. If you are in such kind of a situation, because in terms of customary, you are not married, in terms of what we would call a Western marriage, you are not married. You can't produce a marriage certificate. You can't produce proof that you are customary married. So under those circumstances, you apply for a partner's visa. You indicate, you write in the waiver application and state that you have children with a South African, you are the breadwinner, South African woman, you are the breadwinner. If you go, the mother of the child whom you stay with will then be unable to take care of the children. So you need to indicate that. So it cannot be a spouse visa because you not prove that you are married, but you can prove that indeed is your partner, because there is a birth certificate for the child. There is proof that you have a child together and also a child with another woman. And I hope that this will then help a number of people who find themselves in such a situation. Then the last question is from Comrade Itnga Lindela Ntenezi. He says, I would like you to clarify about a business permit waiver. I think we did clarify this, because the requirement for a business visa is that you must have 5 million rands as investment. So you need to indicate, firstly, how many South Africans you are employing, or firstly, how many workers do you have? Of those workers, how many are South African? What is the turnover of your company? Are you tax compliance? Is the business registered? All this information is needed. Or annual turnover. All this information is needed. Then, like we said in the previous video, we said most people whom I've met, I'm not a business person myself, but I've met others who confuse the company assets to their personal assets. Someone will say, I have a vehicle, and I ask, is the vehicle registered under the company or under you? then it says no, it's registered under me. Therefore it is not a company asset. So you need to state the assets of the company, which are separate from your personal assets. So it's important to do that. So you write all those in your motivation letter on why you need a waiver, because it will indicate your annual turnover. Let's assume your annual turnover is about 300,000 rands. You have assets which are about 600,000 rands. You have 10 employees or 5. You need to state all that, and then you say, because you do not meet the threshold which is required in a way in terms of the business visa, then these are things that you state, and ask the Department of Home Affairs to grant you a waiver so that you apply for a business visa. Otherwise, keep the questions coming. We will, with my team, once again try to research and be able to respond to the questions that you are asking us. Please like this video, circulate. Someone, when I said circulate, insulted me, said no, next time you're not going to circulate. We will address this question. I thought as part of our Red Sunday, I was going to have time to address this from a Marxist perspective on why we're assisting migrant workers. Unfortunately, I couldn't have time, but we'll find time during the course of the week and address this question on why we're so passionate about assisting migrant workers who are ZEP holders. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like I said previously, that most people watch, they do not subscribe, but subscribe so that do not miss any of our videos. Otherwise, goodbye.